Hi students. So today we are going to see the transmission gearbox. So we mentioned already the type of gears, the principle of gearing, the terminologies used in the gears, etc. And also we have seen the powertrain of tractor also. And next is the transmission gearbox, that is an important part in the powertrain of the tractor. That is the energy the power which is generated in the engine is transmitted to the other part from the transmission gearbox, and the transmission gearbox is fitted between the engine and the drive wheels and also the PTO. So why it is required to use a transmission gearbox in a tractor is that we already mentioned that the tractor is a system which is mainly designed for tractive efforts or tractive force. So tractive force or tractive work will be efficient, and it will work properly if it is having a high torque, and if it is requires high torque, that the speed should be less, and the speed should be less, that we have to give a low speed to the system. But we know that the engine of a tractor is rotating at very high speed and very high RPM. So we want to reduce this high speed produced in the engine to when it comes to the drive wheels, so that we'll get low speed and the high torque and high tractive effort. So that's why we will use a gear reduction unit in the powertrain of tractor, and the important gear reduction unit is the transmission gearbox, from which we will get a number of combinations of gears and speeds and torques, so that we can select required speed and torque based on our requirement in the field conditions. And speed varies according to the field requirement, so a number of gear ratios are provided to suit the varying conditions. So common type of gearboxes used in the tractor as manual gear type and planetary gear type. In manual gear type, it is selective sliding type, constant mesh type, and synchro mesh type. And whereas in the planetary, it is and planetary gear type. And in the manual gearbox, it consists of a gear housing, gear shifting lever, main shaft or input shaft, output shaft, lay shaft or counter shaft. So the important point in case of a gearbox is the input shaft, that is a shaft which is coming from the clutch, that is the shaft which carrying the power from the engine. At the end of this input shaft, there will be a gear which mated with a gear which is mounted on the lay shaft or counter shaft. So the lay shaft or counter shaft is shown as red in this figure, is the shaft which is mounted beneath this input shaft and the output shaft, such that it is transmitted to the power from the input to the output. So it is the lay shaft, it's intermediate shaft. So there were a number of gears which is mounted on the lay shaft and lay shaft or counter shaft, in which one gear is mated with the input shaft. The other gears can be mated and or mated with the gears on the output shaft, and there's the output shaft, and there will be a number of gears which is mounted on the output shaft also, and there will be gear shifting arrangement to select the suitable gears, and gear shifting fork and gear shift this is the gear shifting fork and gear shifting levers, and the entire thing is housed in a gear housing. One more thing that I would like to mention at this point is that if we want to select high torque, that is the minimum speed, that is we know that minimum speed is the first gear, then second gear somewhat more increased speed, third gear is again increased speed, fourth gear and fifth gear is the increased speed and the reverse gear. These are the gears which is commonly in there in any automotive vehicle. So for selecting the first gear or first speed, we used to select the biggest gear on the output shaft, so that when the shaft on this lay shaft is gears on the lay shaft is rotate 3 or 4 times, this gear will rotate at maximum of 1 time. That is, the gear is reduced from this shaft to that shaft. One more thing, the direction of this shaft, if it is clockwise, it will be anti-clockwise. The lay shaft will be in anti-clockwise direction, and in this output shaft will be in clockwise direction. So clockwise, anti-clockwise, and clockwise direction. So this is how the direction is fixed. So these are the important part of a manual gearbox type. And manual gearbox can be classified into three, that is constant mesh type, sliding mesh type, and synchro mesh type. In constant mesh type, as the name indicates, all gears are always in meshed, always in a mated condition. Like the engine, the power from the engine is given to the system with the help of this green color shaft, that is the input shaft, and the green gear which is mounted at the rear end of this input shaft, which is mated with the lay shaft gear, which is mounted on the one end of the lay shaft, which is marked in the green color here, and the blue gears are the gears which is mounted on the output shaft, that is the shaft which is go to the drive wheels and also and or to the differential. So in the constant mesh type, the gears which is mounted on the output shaft in such a way that they are free to rotate without rotating the shaft. So these blue gears are free to rotate along the gears without rotating the shaft, and the part which is directly connected to the shaft is the dog clutch. So these is the dog clutch. 1, 2, 3 are the dog clutch which can be operated with the operator's lever arrangement. Lever arrangement. And so this is the gear shifting fork, 3 gear shifting fork which is connected to the dog clutch and with the gear shifting lever. So for what we are doing in this is, if we want to select the first gear, that the always in the meshed condition, as the engine rotates, means engine produces the power, this shaft rotate, this gear rotate, that will give to the lay shaft. The lay shaft, all the shaft in the lay shaft will also, means all the gears on the lay shaft is also rotating, and that rotation will give to the gears on the, which is mounted on the output shaft, and it is free to rotate. So all the time when the clutch is in encased position, this all will be in a rotating condition. So how we are taking the rotation to the, or giving the rotation to the output shaft is that, so when if I want to select the first gear, I will operate my lever to move the dog clutch to the first gear. So that this rotating gear will comes in contact with this dog clutch. So these both will rotate as a single unit. So when the dog clutch is rotating, that rotation will give to the output shaft, then the output shaft is also rotate. If I want to select the second gear, then I will move the dog clutch to the second gear, that is a just smaller gear, so that we'll get little bit higher speed and little bit less torque. And if I want more speed, then I will disengage this one, and this will become free, and I will move this dog clutch to the third gear, smaller gear compared to the second gear, then it will rotate in the other speed. Then fourth gear, fifth gear, and the reverse. In case of reverse, we have another gear which is called idler gear. That is, this is rotating in clockwise direction. This is rotating in anti-clockwise direction, and these all will rotate in clockwise direction. Until this part, it will rotate in the clockwise direction. So in this case, this is rotating in anti-clockwise direction, and hence it will rotate in clockwise direction, and it will rotate in anti-clockwise direction. So in the shaft, in the gears which is mounted on the output shaft, all shafts are rotating clockwise direction except one gear that is rotating in anti-clockwise direction, that is the reverse direction. So that is the reverse gear. So that is the constant mesh type. I will explain with the figure. And one more thing I would like to explain in this figure is that when the dog clutch is in contact with any one of the clutch, dog clutch doesn't have any contact with any of this gears, it is said to be the neutral position. It is said to be the neutral position. Next is, this is the second gear, this is the third gear, and this is the fourth gear. Then neutral. Again, first gear, bigger gear. Second gear is a smaller, just a smaller gear. Third gear is smallest gear, and fourth gear is directly coupled to the input shaft. Then neutral, connected to nothing. So that is about the constant mesh. Next is a sliding mesh. As the name indicates, the gears are allowed to slide on the output shaft, and all other part of lay shaft and input shaft is same as that of the constant mesh. Only thing that the gears are always not in constant contacting or constant meshing position. Whichever gear we want to select, that gear will slide towards the gear on the lay shaft to mate together and to start rotating. So if I want to select the first gear in this case, I will move my gear changing lever so that my biggest gear on the main output shaft will comes in contact with the smallest gear in the counter shaft and will have first speed. And if I want the second speed, I will move this away from this gear, and this gear will allow to move and mate with the this gear so that it will have a just a higher speed. If I want reverse, then I will arrange this gear or slide this gear to this setup, so that is the idle gear is there. So if it is clockwise, these all will be anti-clockwise and this will be clockwise. And if it is this gear is mated with this idle gear arrangement in anti-clockwise, clockwise and anti-clockwise direction. So this is how we will select the gears in a sliding mesh type, and this is how it is working. This is the first gear and now it is slided towards here, that is the smallest gear is coming engaged, then the powertrain will move like this. Then this is the first gear, second gear. So this is how it is working. Reverse is not shown this GIF. Okay, so hope it is clear to you. Next is synchro mesh type. Synchronizer mesh type gear is similar to that of a constant mesh type. Only thing, instead of dog clutch, we are using a synchronizer unit for smooth movement or smooth engagement of this clutch, means this gears, not clutch, sorry, gear. So that is, all gears are always in mated position. Instead of dog clutch, we are using a synchronizer unit. Like that, we know that these all gears are always in rotating condition. When suddenly a dog clutch comes in contact with that point, that gear changing will not be that much smooth. So to get a smooth gear transmission, we will have a synchronizer arrangement. In the synchronizer arrangement, it will have a blocking ring and the gear will have a dog teeth arrangement. So what happens when if I want to select this gear, first the blocking ring will comes towards the gear and that will first mate with the dog teeth very slowly and very smoothly. Then what happens is that the synchronizer also move towards the system. Then it will always by each part it is joined together and it will again rotate as a single unit and that gear is selected, like a smooth transmission from one gear to the other gear, and hence it is synchronized mesh. And this is the fourth gear, that is here small gear is mated, this fork is towards this side. Then this is the third gear, that is tuning gear changing fork is moved towards here. Now it is neutral position. Next is this fork is moved towards the second largest gear, and next this gear is moved towards the largest gear, that is the first gear. Okay, next this is how it is moving. This is the blocking ring and this is the dog teeth on the clutch. This is the dog teeth on the clutch, it is moving like that. So this is how a manual type gearbox and the one is constant mesh, sliding mesh and synchro mesh is working. Next one is the planetary type transmission system. It is also called as elliptical or sun and planet gearbox, and it consists of a ring gear or annulus, and in which centrally a sun gear is rotating and a number of gears is rotating around the sun gear, which is called a planet gears. And this is how it is working. A central gear is rotating, a number of planet gears rotating along the sun gear, and from which a annulus is also rotating. So this is how a planetary type transmission is working. So next is reverse gear. So we already mentioned how it is working. When the gear shifting lever is connected, like this is rotating in this direction, this will automatically rotate in that direction. So if we have an idler gear in between these two, it will, this is idler gear, this will have a, so this is the idle gear, so this will have another rotation and all the other gears will rotate in clockwise direction. This one will rotate in an anti-clockwise direction. So this is how it is working, that this part is connected to this. So here will be three arrangement, three gears. So input, this is the input, this is the lathe shaft, and this is the idle gear. So this idle gear is mated, this green idle gear, and then it is give to the red. So it will rotate in an anti-clockwise. You can see these all are rotating in towards this direction, and this red is only rotating in the that direction in this output shaft. So this is how we will select our reverse gear. First gear, then how the shaft is working. This shaft is working, how we are changing the shaft gear. First gear, second gear, fourth gear. So we are only seeing this part in our vehicle, either in tractor or in a car. We just seeing this part, and this is the work action which is actually happens beneath the system. So I hope it is clear. In case of doubt, you can ask me in the next class. Thank you.